Hello everyone, let's wait a little bit and then we can start. Okay, let's start. Hello everyone, welcome to our today's session. I hope you had a very nice celebration of New Year. So all the celebrations are done right now, and we are back to our familiar rhythm with 4 lessons per week, 3 lessons per week, sorry. So let's start. As you remember, last time we finished with the first assignment of practical tasks related to string. So let me share the agenda with you for today. We have it's this one. Also, I will, for those who missed the previous session, I will also share the practical assignment for string. And I'm not sure if we managed today, but if we will, then just for sure right now I will share the presentation about object-oriented programming. But let's see how it goes. Yeah, if we manage, then we'll start object-oriented programming today. If not, then we'll start it on Wednesday. Right now, so I hope all the preparations are done and we can continue with the practical assignment. So this one, as you remember, we finished with the first one. So right now let's move with the second one. Okay, I will open the oops. So here we can start. Yeah, so last time finished with assignment 1, and today let's move on with the second assignment of this task. So first of all, it says that we need to create the string with the text: climb mountains, not so the world can see you, but you can see the world. So as it's stated here, let's create the string. So just for your information, for the strings, it doesn't matter what's the size of the string. In theory, you can write the whole book using just one string variable. It is unlimited. That's because it's reference type, a reference variable. So we can actually have as much. Of course, it depends on the memory, because in fact memory is limited. But just for our purposes, you can write almost as many words, as many characters in string as you want. So even like this, a text like this, you can also store it under the string variable. So that's why we can work with the strings as with the text as well. So in this case, it's not like one word; that's the text. So let's see what we need to do with it. So firstly, I take a look on documentation. That's for you to get acquainted with this one. But the first task is print out how many words are in this sentence. This is really interesting thing, because that's obviously what you can do. I think there's no method, a special method to count the words there's no such method to count the words in the string. But what you can do, that's a really important thing to have. You can split the string into the array. So let's see how it works. So we can declare the array, and we can call the method split. That will split the string for us. Yeah, and what we'll have at the end we'll have the array with all the where each element of the array, so each element is string, and each element will be actually the word in this the word from this string. So in this case we ask the program to split the string at so this is delimiter, it's at space, so it means that it will split right here, right here, right here, and so on. The only interesting thing is here, but in this case U with comma will be assumed as the word, yeah, just like one word, U comma will be considered as the word, but that's fine for us because we need to count how many words are there. So in this case we declare the array, and what we can do, we can simply first of all let's write system update. There are, and what we can do, as usually, we can use the parameter length of the array. This will return actually the length of the array, which will actually be the number of the words in this string. Again, because we separated all the words, we split the string at spaces, so it means that in this array we get all the words from this string. And let's finish this statement. Let's see what we have for the result. It says there are 16 words. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that's correct. Maybe just for you to validate it, just to show how this array look like. And array. Let's print out this array just to see how each element looks here. So let's see, it's for each. So let's use for each, and let's just print every element in this array. I won't use brackets. And each line I will print the corresponding element of the array. So I will print, I'll just call this method print array. So I will print this array. Let's check. And you can see that each element is the corresponding word. Just one exception, there's comma here, but for our case it doesn't matter. So that's really useful method, split. We'll use it for many times in future. So it's really useful, just in case we want to split the string. And just if we go a little bit ahead, the CSV files. There are CSV files. Just have one. Let me open one CSV file. CSV file. I will open it, and as you know, the CSV files are stored in the way that at each line, each field has the separator. So we have the first cell, then we have the second cell, and each cell is separated by the delimiter. Yeah, it depends. delimiter, separator. It depends on your settings, in which format does the CSV are the CSV files saved. But each format has a separator. If it's comma or semicolon, yeah, most usually it's comma or semicolon. Then each cell is separated by the delimiter, and we can use just imagine if your CSV file is the string. If your CSV file is the string, then just a moment. Let me show you this example this way. So in case your string is something, imagine you have CSV file, then you have column 1, then have, maybe let's use semicolon, column 2, and maybe let's have column 3. And we can separate using semicolon. Let's see. Yeah, and using this approach, you can actually separate each. You can separate each column, yeah, in CSV file, and it is really useful if you need to work with CSV files. So again, you have CSV files, you have columns, and then you can actually, when you are on the road, and most usually you deal with such approach that you have the row, and the row has the column values, yeah, just column 1, column 2, and so on. Then all the values, all the cells are separated, not separated, but they are given. All rows are given as the text, and in the text each cell is separated using the separator. Again, it can be comma, it can be semicolon. It depends. But if you have, then using this one, if you need to process CSV file, you can split each row and separate, and you will get the values needed to be processed. So I will write a comment. These are separated. That's a real useful way how to do it. In Java, there's also such thing like string tokenizer used, but we will check approach using string tokenizer a little bit later. Maybe not in this course, but in the next course, a more advanced course. So there are different ways, but splitting is a really useful thing, and it is used mostly to split such things like CSV files or XML files or JSON files and so on. Okay, so let's continue with our task. Let's continue with the task. So yeah, we are done with the printing how many words there are. The next one will be find out how many dev words there are in the text. Okay, for this purpose, I will not print the array anymore. So just I will write the comment. Okay, so next one is to count how many there are and there are in the statement, in the sentence. Okay, so here again we can use for each. Value. So we have array. And yeah, so let me start with the counter definition. So I'll start with 0, and here we'll check. Here we'll check if so if value equals. Remember to use equals, not just a simple comparison operator. That's for strings, it does not work correctly. So here we check if the word equals. Then what else we can? Yeah, and of course, just as you can see here, we can have commas between just replace. Yeah, we can use replace. So just we'll replace it with empty space. And the same way we can also replace any other character, like what can we have in the statement, in the sentence. In the sentence we can have this colon as well, just to make it more correct. Let's also replace what can we have? So a semicolon maybe, and I think we can have no more symbols inside the statement, no more characters. Okay, so I think now we checked all cases, and if so now, yeah, let's increment the counter, and at the end let's print the result. There are so count there. So okay, let's see how does it work. 2 words. Let's see, 1 and 2. Yeah, that's correct. So yeah, for this one again, since we can have word with the comma or semicolon or whatever it can be, just to escape them we can replace them with empty space. Yeah, we can use method replace, maybe just I think we haven't talked about method replace, but just for you to show, we can have this kind of string, and yeah, let's see some results. There was replace. If we call replace, then this will actually asks us to provide the character we want to replace. If we want to replace B, we can replace B with something like O. Just the result. Yeah, we can see that B's are replaced with O's. O characters are replaced with O. Yeah, and if we let's just keep the same, and here we can tab C just, and in this case all C characters will be replaced with empty space. Even not space, just with just empty. Not even not the character, but not the space, but just empty character. Okay, I will type in brackets that all the C characters are removed. Are removed from the string. So that's just for you to, and you can see that all the C's are removed. That's just for you to understand how replace works. And so we provide the first character, we say which character we want to replace, and at the second position we provide the replacement for this character. So in this case, if I use replace, this actually replaces the string, replaces the character, and it returns the string. So at this point it returns us the string without comma, then it returns us the string without comma and the strings without colon, and here it returns the string without comma, without colon, and without semicolon. And at the end we check if the string equals to them. Alright, so in case you have any questions, please ask. And let's move on with the next point. It asks us find out how many words consists of letter S. So let's check. So in this case, as usually, we can process all the strings, all the words, and again same way. And then we check if the word contains. Yeah, we can use contains method. And then here we can check check S, and if actually the word contains S string, S substring, that's just a character, and if that's correct, let's increment S. And in the end, let's print out. System out, system out, print 1. And we'll write there are string system out, system out. There are, and so words which contain this vector. Okay, so now it is written. So there are 5 words. Let's check it. First one, second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the last one, the fifth one. So that seems to be correct. Okay, the next one. Find out the words that are repeated in the sentence multiple times. Okay, so in this case, as for the elements of the array, So we can check if there are repeating elements in the array. In this case, we don't need the iterator because we won't count anything, but we will need double loop here, and I will I will not use for each. I will use simple because I will have like double loop. So we'll have the first loop which goes through each element of the array, and then I will have another loop which checks all the element after the current one, and we will compare all these elements. If the elements are repeated, then we'll print them. Okay, so let's create the loop. So that's first loop, and then we'll have the second loop, which will go starting at I plus 1. Then we'll go until the end of the array, and we'll implement j as well. Yeah, so I will not use the brackets here. We'll see why. And even more, we don't need that thing, the brackets here as well. Just because we'll have only one statement. We have if, and then we check if element of the array which is at I position equals the element which is at j position. And if that's correct, we'll print that the corresponding word is repeated. Multiple times. So since here we just have only one statement which finishes with semicolon, we can skip using the brackets. One moment. I will. Just let's see if this works. Then I will explain again. So here we have word so is repeated multiple times. Yes, that's correct. Then the word there is repeated multiple times. Here it is and here it is, that's correct. Then word is repeated multiple times, that's correct. Can is repeated multiple times, that's correct. And C is repeated multiple times, it's correct. So I think nothing is missed. I can solve them. C, just a moment. C, U. Oh yeah, one word is missed. This one. As you remember, just to make it more correctly. I will explain this one just before we just put this additional replacement. Okay, and right now you should also be right here. So the idea from that's now I'm answering to Lyman. The idea here is that we go through all the elements of the array. using for I cycle and the first one. Then for each element of the first cycle of the first open cycle servers, for each element of the first loop we check all the elements of the array which are indexed greater than I, because we don't need to check back, because that means that all the elements are already checked. Yeah. Because we already checked all the elements which are behind. Because we already checked all the indexed less than I already got this one. And that's so we have the words in the loop. So we start at this word, then we check if it equals to any of the word which is ahead. If it matches at least one, then we print the corresponding word. So we start with the first one, then we check all the words which are just on the right. Then again we go to the next element, we compare this element to this word with all the words ahead, and the same is for each next element. We don't need to compare them with the previous one, because previous is already compared with this one. And that's why we have the first cycle, which actually goes through all the elements. Then we have another cycle which is used for the first cycle to compare the elements we go here with the elements which are ahead. I hope that. And here we replace, because again we can have such cases like U when we have comma. In this case we don't need to consider comma as the part of the word, so we replace it with we just remove it. Okay, I hope for one it's more clear now, or just anything more. And right here we just two sometimes maybe a little bit confused, but that's needed if we have the little bit more complicated things to process with the elements of the array. Okay, for Christian, why after U there's comma? That's because after U there's comma, because it is mentioned in the task that we need to create the string. So that's because it is mentioned. In the task that we need to put this comma here, and it is written in the array because we right here. Thank you very much. That's because here I forgot to replace it here, because it is considered as right here. It's considered as the word word, because I have not replaced it. That's why I have it here. So right now we won't have that. Just need to mute my chat. Moment. Okay, so let's move on with the next, the last one or not the last one? Yeah, the last one. The last point of this task. Change the word you to you in the sentence. Okay, I think right now we already know how to do it, because we can use replace statement. System out print. And replace character sequence, this one. Moment, so yeah, it says we need to replace you with you. Okay, so no errors. Let's see. Yeah, so now we can see that U is replaced with U when the first letter is in uppercase. So again, we can use replace for single characters. In the same way, we can use replace method, replace option for the substring of the string. Single and for substring as well. Basically, for any substring we can use it. Okay, so that's it for the second assignment. In case you have any questions, you're welcome to ask them, and we will move on with the next one, which will ask us to use regular expressions. That's what we already had some work with. So here let's do the assignment, and the first task is to create string variable name. String name is the value. John. John. And create a regular expression pattern. For that, only letters are allowed. Try to test it using matches function. Okay, so we can create the pattern as the string in this way, and the pattern only letters are allowed. We can create it this way. Only letters are allowed. So we can this way, and we can use plus. As you remember. Now let's test if the not string, but percentage. Let's string today. Yeah, system out print. And let's check the matches, and here we can pass our pattern. Let's see what is the result. The result is true, because only letters are allowed. If we type something like that, then we will see that the pattern will be false, because just I'll type two options. Will be true, and here I'll type only letters allowed. So we define, just basically define the alphabet. If you are familiar with the set theory, then the string is actually the set of characters, and the set can be built using the alphabet. And here we have the alphabet from A to Z lowercase and from A to Z uppercase. Yeah, and here we can change the pattern. Also, what we can do, we can enhance this pattern a little bit, and yeah, I will enhance this pattern a little bit, and I will check if the first, actually, as you know, for all the names, the first character must be in uppercase. So what we can do in this case, we can check the alphabet from A to Z, and then we can pass how many letters there are. There are one letter, and then all the other letters must be in lowercase. Let's see. It's false. It's false. Oh, sorry, not without multiple inside. It's just. Yeah, and here of course that's false. Yeah. Sorry, I thought. Yeah, no, it's true. No, it's true. So in this case, yeah, I'll type that the first letter must be in uppercase. All the other in lowercase. Of course, we don't talk about such complicated names like if there are multiple names in one name, or just if the cases can be, if we have double names or something like that. So in this case we just check for singular names, and normally each name must start with capital letter, and then we can have as many letters in lowercase as we want. And just like if we type something like that, that should be false, because the second character is not in lowercase. It's just also as an option how we can check it more precisely. Should we use no, we should. That's yeah, for regular expressions work in a little bit different way comparing to the strings. In this case, it doesn't actually check the position. As you remember, for the strings, when we use this method, right here, but char at, it shows us the position at which we want to. That's the position at which we want to access the string. The same with the arrays. The arrays, we show the position at which we want to have the to access the character or the variable or whatever it is. Right here in regular expression, this shows the length. Yeah, this shows the length, and it actually shows that the length of this alphabet is 1. Yeah, it cannot be. So in this case, that would mean that the length is 0, which doesn't make sense. So in this case, I'll type it here for regular expressions. defines the length of the character sequence. That's not the position, and in this case we don't care about the position. Yeah, we know that that's the first position because here we start with, so we have like length 1, we start at the beginning. In this case it understands that we are on the position 0. Yeah, the same way if we start with lowercase, that should be false. It should be false, because again there's no first letter is not an uppercase. Okay, that's the first one. Let's move on with the second. Create string variable username. String username with the value is provided here. That's 20. Oh, sorry, yeah, thank you. I just missed everything. Why is there a plus sign after letter definition? Plus sign means, I'll tap it here, plus, maybe I'll tap it this way, yeah. Plus, yeah, thank you, Emma, I just missed it, because we tapped on the same time, sorry, means unlimited. Let's call it unlimited. It's not unlimited, but I think any unlimited or something like that. Interesting. Unlimited number of characters of the letters from A to Z. Plus just means any length, yeah. Any length. Yeah, so that's and if we define in the brackets, here we define the length. The length is exactly 1, or 1 character. In this case, it can be as many characters as we want. It is not restricted. Okay, I think now it's time for the break, and after the break we will continue with the next points. Okay, let's move on with the task. Okay, so with the username, so we created the string, and then we need to create the pattern for that. Yeah. Actually, I will change the existing pattern, and right here I will. For that, the first is a vector. The first is a vector. It is not mentioned if it must be in uppercase or lowercase. So type any vector. Allow any vector here. First one. Yeah. And the first is a vector. After that, 2 digits. 2 digits. Are all. So from 0 to 9, and after that, limited vectors are allowed. Okay. Oops. So set unlimited. Let's see if username matches pattern. Yeah, that's true. If we change it a little bit, then it must be false. Yeah, that's correct. So that was it for this point. Yeah, I hope that's pretty clear. We define the length of the letters we can use. Yeah, so the length is 1. We define the alphabet. The alphabet contain letters only, and after that we have string of 2 characters, 2 elements, and elements are digits only. The length is 2. Then we have unlimited number of characters, the same as above. So just in this case we added one more thing in the middle. Yeah, but in this way we can just proceed with as many restrictions as we want. Not restrictions, but pattern, just parts of the pattern as we want. All right. So that's it about this point. And the last point is a person code of Latin. Okay. Person code of Latin. Then let's define the value something like 1, 2, 1, 2, double O, and 31, 1. Now we must define the patterns again. And what do we have here? 6 digits. So as you remember, from 0 to 9. And we define the length of digits. So there are 6 digits. 6 digits come first. Yeah. So after that. Dash, so we can add this way, and after that 5 digits again. So 5 digits, and here we have 5 digits. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it right here. Burn the person. Chinese pattern. No, of course method has been confirmed. Yeah, that's true. If we change it a little bit, it must be false, because number of digits at the beginning exceeds the allow, so number of digits, then if we remove dash, that's also considered as false. So in this case everything seems to be correct, and I think we finished the task. Any questions? Yeah, if there are any questions, please ask. And we can move on with the next task, with the next assignment. Assignment related to enums. So as I think I mentioned about enums to you once, but we haven't had any examples. So right now let's do it. So what are the enums? Enums are just string constants. I will create enums. You can create enums the same way as we can create the class. So we can create package, class, integrate, the same way we can create enums. So as the example, we can create enums of months. And this is actually the set of the set of characters. This is not the characters, but the set of constants. So moments. Yeah. So in this case, I can define the enums. January. February. This way, yeah, so using commas. Separate using commas, then use February. Yes, we can have February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. So right now, and using the brackets, we can actually define the. Let's maybe not use them. Just so yeah. Right now we have. Okay, that's enough. Right now we have the constants. So if we let's small class to test our test enums. So then we can use months enums, and here we actually have the string. So we can use this as the constant, and just let's print it. Something like that. System out print. So that's actually the string. Yeah. So and we can basically use this enums as the set of constants, constant values. Okay, just for example, the months, it can be, we can imagine just any constant value. The months, the holidays, something like that. Yeah, so that's basically just the set of constants. And most usually you can use them as months, just any constant values. We'll have one example today, as you can see in assignment number 4. So let's start working on it. Another class, and right here, first of all, it says us to create new enum. Yeah, in fact, you can create enum in a separate file. The same way, we can also create enum right here, and we will name it as cart sets, and we can define it as the array. And here we have spades, that was uppercases only. As for the constants, it is preferable to use uppercases. And spades, clubs, hearts, and diamonds. Just here. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's just small miss. Yeah, you don't need to use assignment here. Yeah, we have here just same. Not test announcement, but in response, we don't have any assignments. We just have like kind of with the class, but not the class. Just enums, and inside enums we have the block, and inside the block we define our constants. The same is here. We don't need to define them in separate file, mandatory. But so yeah, we can, if we don't want to define them in separate file, we can declare them inside the class. Alright, so that's we declared card suites, and the same way yeah, we need to create card values. Card values, and here we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, and then we have, so we have a moment, what we have after that, I don't remember the actual names, so what were their names in the card? I haven't played cards for a very long time. Let me check. Card deck. What were their names? Jack. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I haven't played cards for a very long time. So then there was so we have Jack, and the next one is please help, Queen. Yeah, that was Queen. very long time. Okay, then there's kink, it starts from here, and there's the last one. Yeah, thank you for the help. I haven't played cards. Yeah, thank you. I haven't played cards for a long time. Okay, so right now, so we defined the num, so we can use them as the constant values. So we will not change them, we'll just use them as the values. Yeah, so the first one is using two loops, create the card deck, card pack. Okay, so what we can do, we can declare card deck as the two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional array. So when where the first element will be a suit of the card, so we can do this way. And next is a card value. There may be moments, let me think. Yeah, I think that's correct. Values, and there's the one. Yeah, so right here you can see that we can actually get the values. Yeah, this will return as the array. So, I will type here. Values, so we can fetch the values of the num as the array. So it shortly it means that we just convert the num to array. Yeah, so in num we just use them as the constants. If we convert them in the array to the array, then we'll have the array of 4. Right? So using card suites, we'll have the array of 4 elements. Then the array of 4 elements, and actually each element will be a corresponding element from a num. And since this is the array, we can use length, and this will give us the number of the elements we have in the num. In the num. Okay, so next one is we need to fill this card deck. So what we can do, we can use values again. Why not? So no, that's not integer. We have string, and then part suite and it comes from the array. And then for each part value, so then I use values. That returns the array for me. And yeah, here it won't work because I need because I need to access the array. I will need to define the simple because I'll need the indexes just to fill the element of our new array. This one. I'll write it right here. Since the array card deck, we need to know the indexes. Yeah, so right here I will j less than exact j plus plus. And right now I will be unable to find the right element of the array, and the element will be, so it's again I use values and the I elements. One moment. Yeah, thou concatenate them. Not card but card values. And I will use the element j. And right here I forgot to once. So right now let's do one here. That's interesting. That's undefined for. Okay, so right now let's check one thing. One moment. Okay, this value. Let me think a little bit right here. Yeah, I cannot, the problem is I cannot convert them to string, because if they are not strings, I need to convert them to string. So okay, I can use name. Yeah, I can use name. Yeah, that was what I wanted. Yeah, okay. So now that should be fine. Yeah, using name, we can access the corresponding string. All right. And right now, I just want to clarify if all the elements are filled correctly. So for this purpose, I will print the array. I'll just create another method to separate the logic. And so I will print the array. Array ins, and right here I will increment j, and I will print the value of the array, the corresponding element of the array. Okay, so right here I will call this method array card deck. months. No, not this one. Okay, yeah. So I can just maybe to make it more correct, I will add separator in between them, and we can see that everything seems to be correct. So now we have the deck with the elements. Alright, so we managed to do this task, and then the next one is to create shuffle algorithm. Yeah, that would be interesting, because actually there are different ways how we can do it. The easiest way to shuffle them will be what we can do. Yeah, just this one. Tab shuffle. Yeah, there are different ways. Ways how to implement. Yeah, that should be random shuffle, because we know that the shuffle must be random. Because we randomly change the. We randomly change the positions of the cards. So in this case, that must be random. And what we can do, we will actually go through each element of the deck, and we will calculate for each element. For each element, we will calculate random number. Calculate random number from 1 to 52, I guess, and from 1 to 52, and we will swap the elements of that. So that's basically, that will be the way how we will shuffle our deck. So let's implement it. So again, we will need to go through each element. I will use this cycle again. I'll use the cycle, and and I will shuffle. What we can do, we can use, as you remember, math random. It's random. Yeah, just to be more precise, the final integer number of the cards, and the number of the cards will be just multiply the length of the suits to the length of the values. To get the number of cards in the deck. And we use final. And we use final because it won't be changed. Because number won't be changed. That's obviously. Okay, then we can use math random. As you remember, it returns a positive number from 0 to 1. So it means that we must just swap position. We'll calculate the swap position, swap element. So it means that we must we must get random number firstly, and then we must multiply it to actually the number of the cards, and we'll add 1 at the end. Okay, here I will constitute them. So we get random position, random card position of the deck. And yeah, so now we need we swap 2 cards. Just temporary value. And this will be the first element, the current element. And we have card deck, and it will be the current element. Oh yeah, and sorry. So since we have, that would be correct. That would be correct if so right. That would be correct if we had just like number from 1 to 55. Yes, 52. Since we have the array, then we must have 2 positions. Approach will be fine if we have just one array of the elements is the ones that's 52. Yeah. Since we have 2-dimensional array. Dimensional array, we need to get 2 random indexes. 2 random indexes. So in this case, I would have swap suite. And for this purpose, I will use not the number of the cars. Actually, I think we don't need the number of the cars anymore. But okay, that's doesn't matter. And then I will use swap suite. So this will swap the first index. This will check the first index. Then swap value, and here we will have card values. And yeah, right now I will swap the values. Swap the values. So I create temporary value just for the usage, and then I type, I replace it with different values. So insert and swap value. Oh yeah, sorry. Since I think that would be correct. Yeah, without 1 because the array starts at 0. Okay. So in this case, we don't need to add 1 because again the array starts at 0. Yeah, right now that should be correct. Okay, and just to finish the swap. So okay, now let's print the array. Let's see how it is shuffled. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, part 7, parts 4, space 2, part 6, If we run it again, that should be different results. Yeah, there are different results. So yeah, that's actually how we can do. Yeah, any questions about this? Because I think that's maybe not so understandable. So we just have shuffling here. But again, the idea is that we go at each element of the card deck. So at each card, have deck of 52 again, I guess. Yeah, I think that's when it's not needed anymore. Because we haven't used it. We just need to get random suite and random value. Again, so just explanation. We go through each card in the card deck. Yeah, at each card we stop and we calculate the random, actually the random card from the same deck. Yeah, so we have just the same deck. Yeah, we calculate the random indexes I and j from the same deck, and we swap. We just swap the cards with at position I, j, with the position with the card at the position we calculated randomly here. So this is the way how we can shuffle the array until more the two-dimensional array. So any questions about this one? Is it clear or is not clear? Okay. If you have the questions, please ask. Okay, the last one is there are two. Just select the first card. Select the first card. Just select that. Yes, and here we will print this first card. So that will be at position 0 and 0. Cards 10. Then again we shuffle, we get diamond's queen, and so on. Okay. So this is retrieved randomly. And the next one, the last one, is select another 6 cards and print all 6 cards in the console. And it says it is not possible to select the same card from the pack because each card is unique. It says please remove. Actually, we don't need to remove it. What we can do, we can just simply, since we have the card deck shuffled, we can just simply print out next next 6 cards. So in this case, I will just simply type this way and start at 1. Then int I equals 1. And I will time the I is less than 7, and just to calculate from 1 to 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then we increment I again, and we print out the is and since our deck is shuffled, I can just simply do the way that I use the first row of the three-dimensional array, and then I print one of the the next element. Okay, let's see. So yeah, here I have 6 random elements of the card deck. Same way, if I run it again, they're different, then let's check. Then it's yes and so on. Yeah, so in this case we actually don't need to remove them because each position is actually unique. Yeah. So in this case, I can just print them one by one. Okay, that's it for this task. If you have any questions, please ask. And we can move on to the next, the last exercise related to the strings. It's assignment 5. So that's once more. So we need to write the program where the verification of the palindrome is provided. So that's just a sentence which reads the same backward as forward. Okay, so just make one clarification. I think that's related to the letters of the sentence. Okay. So in this case, what we can do? Yeah, first of all, I will use the scanner again, just to make it easier to input from the console. And here I will print. I will ask user to enter the word. I will read next one. I will define the variable. I will type next one. And yeah, so basically there are two options, not word, but let me read the sentence. Enter the sentence. And what we can actually check, there is no reverse moment. Okay, yeah, there's no reverse method, so that's fine. What we can actually do, we can implement this reverse string method. And that would be the first time. Okay, let's just define it, and then I will string reverse. So I will create the method reverse, which will actually, I think there was method reverse in some string. Okay, that wasn't, but okay, we can implement it by ourselves. Yeah, why not? String reverse. String. Yeah, I'll write the comment. The method which does reversed string. And this would be the first time we will use we'll use such thing like string builder. So string builder. There are two options between string buffer and string builder. I will use string builder. And yeah, so this would be the first time we use it. Why do we actually? Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, here it is. I'm just searching for this reverse method, so it is in the string builder. That's fine for us. So here we can just simply provide str or string to string builder. So string builder, that's also the class which the purpose of which is to work with the strings. What are the differences between string and string builder or string buffer? Actually, for the strings, there's if we go a little bit deeper into the strings, strings in Java are so-called non-mutable objects. So what does it mean? It actually means if we concatenate the string, if we change the string, we actually create new string, new object. So every time, just not in the case if we just pass the value to the string, but if we mutate the string, and just something like that, if we just type it. So yeah, just moment. Try to find a way how can I explain to you. So we have. So in this case, we have a string value. So in this case, we pass one value to the variable. So that's fine. That's simple. We just pass the value to the variable. But if we do this way, if we concatenate the string, for example, concatenate string another, then here we actually create a new string. So new string, new object. So in this case, again, as you can understand, it takes more resources, which takes more resources for the program. And so maybe I will quickly search one thing in Google. Moment, string versus string buffer, string builder. In Java point you can see string buffer. One moment, this one. String. I think this one will be. So I think there should be the table which compares them. Okay, there is no table, but the idea is, maybe I will share I'll share this link with you. There are actually many links when you can compare string with string builders or string buffer. But the idea is, if we need to mutate, if we need to change our string in some way. Yeah, so not just simply assign new variable to a new value to the variable, but if we need to mutate the string, if we need to mutate the string, we should normally not use string builder or string buffer. This will allow us to work with the strings in more efficient way. So in this case, again, that's basically the reason why we don't have method reverse for the string, because as you know, reverse will actually change the string at each character. In this case, that would not be efficient. But what we can do, as you can see here, we can use string builder. And what happens here, we create string builder. We can pass the string to string builder. This will actually create the object string builder. And there are different methods for string builder object, like we can append. Yeah. This will mutate the value inside, and that will be efficient for the program. But what else we can do? We can reverse. And at the end, this one, what I will do, I will simply return the string. Yeah, and at the end, yeah, once we finished all our mutations or our actions with the string which is placed under string builder, we can return to string. This will actually give us the string value. Yeah, and basically, as it states from the task, we just need to check if the reversed version is the same as the original version of sentence. We check equals, and right here we can use our reverse method and pass the string. Okay, and one more thing, it should not be case sensitive. So what we can do, I think there is method equals. Yeah, equals ignore case. We can use equals ignore case. Okay, I think that should be fine. Oh, not this one, sorry. 75. Let's check. Mom, that's true. Yes, mom is palindrome. So palindrome again is the word which is written from the left side the same way as from the right side. So if we reverse the word, this will result us in the same word. So mom is true. So then I'll just pass the examples from task. And was it a car or a cat? So okay, so I think we must remove place. We must remove or not. Should we remove spaces as well? I think no. I think we should consider spaces as the characters. Moment. Maybe the question. Yeah, the question mark is definitely. But should we Actually, I don't really know. Should we consider them as... should we ignore them or not for the palindrome definition? If we want to ignore them, we can simply use replace method. Even better, I will yeah, we can use replace if we want. Replace question mark with yeah, I think that's... I think you understand. Yeah, if we want to ignore them, yeah, so just want to ignore the characters like question mark, comma, semicolon, and so on, then we can use method replace. So in this case, let's yeah, in this case we can consider them as just as the powder. But again, that's up to definition of the task. And if we skip them, then oops, look what's missed here. A moment. Okay, correct. 1 moment. So okay, right now it's still false. So we have space here, we have space here. Oh yeah, and that's because we have space here. So again, we don't ignore spaces. But again, if you want to ignore spaces, you can also add it to the condition. Again, it depends on the definition of the palindrome. There are, I'm not the professional of palindromes, but just again, if you want to skip spaces, then we can do it again this way. Just so we can replace space. Replace spaces with the we can just remove them, yeah. And again, I will use string builder. I will oh no, okay, I will just simply use like here. Let's replace space. Is the empty value. Enter. Now it's wrong. Again, it depends on the definition. If we want to consider spaces as the character, then we can skip replacing them. If we want to skip them, want to consider them as the characters, then if we don't want to consider them as the characters, then we can skip them. But again, it depends on you and on the definition. Here it is false. So why it is false? Yeah, that's because on the apostrophe here. Again, it depends on how you define it. The same with the last one, that should be false because there is comma. But again, if you want to skip commas, then we can use the same way here. Replace comma, simply space. The same as here. And in this case that should be true, I guess. Yeah, in this case that should be true. And it depends, if you want to skip all the characters, then just a moment. What else we can do? We can use regular expressions as well. A moment. Yeah, I think we can use method to replace. Let's check one thing. And maybe I will comment it out and use replace. Oh yeah, we can use replace all. And the regular expressions, non-letters. So let me check one thing. Okay, yeah. So in this case we can type it this way. Yeah, just a moment. This one. Oh, sorry. This one. So it means not. Yeah. So that means not a or set, or set, and also the digits if we want. We can replace them, and here we just replace with nothing. Same way here, I will replace string with I will replace with just empty place. Okay, let's let's just check all the results. Mom is correct. And there is was it a car or a cat? So let me copy it from the task. Yeah, that's true again. That's true again, and the last one is true again. That should be true again. And if I just type random example, something like that, that's false. So yeah, just one last thing. Type here using the method replace all. At first position we can have regular expression, and then the replacement. So it actually means that we pass regular expression, and in this case it will find all the characters which basically in this case all the characters or the substrings, basically everything what matches regular expression with empty, again in this case with empty. You can replace it with any string you want. Yeah, in the case below, that means not. Okay. And in this case, just not, and here we have single character. Please note that we don't. Please note that there is no length or plus defined. Yeah. That's because we process single characters. Yeah, so we don't search for the string, but we just search for exact characters. In this case, we ask replace all characters which it shows the character character which is not digit, or which is digit or letter. So that's digit and letter, not that. Okay, so right now let's have the final break for today, and after the break we'll start with object-oriented programming again. If you have any questions regarding this assignment, please ask. I will answer it after the break. I'll answer to them after the break. Let's have a break. Okay, let's move on with the final part of our today's session. And today we will start with object-oriented programming. This is the biggest topic in Java and mostly in all the object-oriented programming languages. And to be honest, this is my favorite topic. Basically related and my favorite topic in the programming in general, not only in Java, but in general. It's really interesting and maybe a little bit not really complicated, but yeah, it's quite tricky in some cases. It may be tricky with so many components, with so many different components. But let's see. Let's discuss it. We'll discuss how it is in Java. But to be honest, in different programming languages, approaches used in object-oriented programming are similar, not the same but similar, with some differences in each programming language. But general concepts are the same. In Java, in particular in Java, this topic is quite important because Java itself is so-called very object-oriented programming language. That's because in Java, as you remember, we have a few primitive types, which are not classes, not objects. Integer, character, as you remember, all these types. All the other types, like again enums, strings, string builder, basically a scanner as well, any class, any other types of values, any other types of any other types are classes or objects. Yeah? It means that these parts belong to object-oriented programming. Alright, so let's talk about in general what object-oriented programming is. Yeah, we'll talk about it. Then we will talk about principles used there. What is the object? Yeah, what is the difference between the classes and objects? How to create class members, variables, methods, constructors, how to use them. We'll finally use some for the methods. We'll use something different, but we'll skip using static for some cases. Finally, yeah. We'll see in which cases we do not need to use static keyword. It would also be the work for us. What is this keyword? What does it mean? How it can be used in Java, in object-oriented programming, and dot operator. We'll use it. We'll see how to use it as well. Okay, let's start with the real life. Yeah, basically, just as an example, we have a web store, where we sell the computers. How to store the list, the properties of all the computers. So what the properties we have? Each computer is in the individual item, but all components have similar properties. Okay? So as you understand, we have a computer. For each computer we have model, screen, keyboard, trackpad, charger, and so on. So the structure of each computer is, not the structure, but the properties, the main properties of each computer, especially if it's a notebook, are the same. Laptop are the same. Yeah, there are screen, there's the screen, keyboard, and so on. So they have similar properties: size, RAM, hard disk space, screen, and so on. So each computer does have it. Yeah. So to allow computer buying in a web store, it is necessary to store the properties of the computer. Actually, it is not possible to store them physically. We don't actually store the computers somewhere nearby the web store, then read it from the values from there. But we store the information. And this thing is called abstraction. So the way is that we have the classes of the computers. So each classes have the properties. Then there are so-called subclasses. We have the computers in general as the general class. Then as the subclass of the computer class, we can have, if it's personal computers, PCs, or laptops, or even more, it's iPad or something like that. Tablet computers. That's also the subclass of the computers. So in this case, we have the hierarchy of the computers. In this case, we consider them as classes. So we can define the properties in this way. Just if we go in more details, we have again the properties. For the computer, we can define such properties like size, color, type, manufacturer, capacity of the memory, disk space, capacity, and so on. So in this case, these are the stable properties each computer does have. Just the class of the computer, we mentioned size, manufacturer, color. So these properties belong to each computer. If we go to the subclasses, then to the like again, as I said, we have class of computers. Then the subclass would be the laptops. Comparing to just the computer class in general, for the laptops, we definitely know that there is the screen and the keyboard. So in this case, in addition we add some properties, and we have the laptop as the computer. Same as for the mobile computers like iPads and so on. So that's how we can define this kind of abstraction. Different real computer C1 in the web store morphos, and that's real computer C2 in the web store. So the class is the same. Class of computers is the laptops, but the properties are different. So that's the way we have common structure for them, but different values. So that's we consider them as the objects. So this computer is one object, this computer is another object, but the class for them is the same. So we have the class of the laptops. In this case, the class of the laptops. We have the properties for the laptops, but the objects are different. So that's a really important thing in object-oriented programming. Just if we go to the head, we know that in object-oriented we have the class as the structure of the objects, and then we have the objects which are referred to this class. So not actually under the class, but using the class, we can create the object. And right here we have two objects, and for each object we set up different properties. And that's basically what the object-oriented programming is. So the concept is based on abstraction. and object creation for the on the system, but for the functionality of the program you write. So yeah, we must think about the objects. Again, we can use classes as we already did here. We can use classes without the objects. That's also the approach can be used. But in this case, we just have static methods, we can have static values, static variables, static integer, yeah. So in this case, something like that. We have static variables. It actually means that this is part of the class and it's not the part of the object. And basically this is the thing, everything what is defined as static, it belongs to the class. Everything what is defined without static belongs to the object. Yeah, but we'll see more precisely. It's just an introduction. So if we talk about classes, again, classes can be used without objects as well. But in this case, yeah, for all the, just like the same for the computers, each computer has its own properties, but in general, for the class, there may be some things in common for all the computers. So these things can be defined as static, and they will belong to the class, not the objects. But in general, for the objects, the idea is that the objects have the properties and the behavior. Basically, how do they behave? And again, if we go a little bit ahead, we know that the properties are defined by the attributes of the defined in the class. Yeah, if there's without static, just if we define again the attributes under the class, these will be the properties of the object. Yeah. If we define the attributes with static, then we have the properties of the class. The property of the class. If we define the attributes without static, this will be the property of the object, which will be created using this class. And the behavior, as you may understand, if the properties are defined by the attributes of the class, then the behavior is defined, the behaviors, yeah, so you can have multiple behaviors. Behaviors are defined using the methods. So in this case it's quite simple. Properties are defined by the attributes of the class, and the behaviors are defined by the methods of the non-static methods of the class for the objects. Again, for the class, for the whole class in general, it may be for the class of the computers, the behavior is defined by static methods. And properties for all the computers, just all the computers in general, are defined by the static attributes of the class of computers. So yeah, and if we talk about the objects, as an example, we have the object computer. The properties would be size, weight, color, memory, capacity, screen size, and price. Behavior would be starting the computer, creating Excel tables, playing games, power off, and so on. So we define the actions. Here we define the actions. Same for the car. You can have the properties of the car, size, color, type, and so on. Behavior, in the same way is defined using. We can start our car. We can drive our car, and basically just all the actions you can imagine what we can do with the car. Yeah. For the student, as an example again, name, surname, age, and then behavior calculation of average grade, registration for subjects, and so on. It is possible to create an object in the program using properties as data and the behaviors as the methods. Okay, let's check if you can check this link. One moment. Yeah, it's already under this link. It is already mentioned with the examples. I think we can start with these examples again. So maybe let's start with the student. No, let's start with computer. So as you already know, we can create the class of the computer. So in this case, the class will be computer. Again, we can use static methods. Method main. And what do we have? What do we have for the computer? We have the size, defined as integer. Computer does have the color, a string color. Then computer does have the type, let it be string as well. And there's so no, that's on the computer. Size, weight, color, RAM capacity, RAM capacity, screen size, and price. Okay, so now I don't use static because all these elements will belong to the individual computer. And the methods. So as it stands here, method starting. Starting. Maybe we can also. No, let's just print out that we are starting, that the computer is starting. Is starting. And so that will be the simple way. Creating Excel table. Maybe let's try this way. Create Excel table. So I'll just simply print that Excel table is created. Just more readable. And playing games, yeah. Let's play gaming, yeah. Just implement the action that I'm playing the game now. Just playing the game. So yeah, right now we have the properties and we have the behaviors of the object. So again, as you can see, we don't define static. That's because for each individual computer, these properties will be different. For the methods, methods may be dependent on the attributes. That's why we don't use them as static. We don't define them as static. In this case, again, it's obvious. In this case, we can define them as static because we don't have any dependencies in the logic on these methods. But in general, if we have any dependencies from the values, dependencies on the values of the properties, then in this case, we cannot use static. Because just as an example, if we define the method as static, something can be any method, that's just for testing. We cannot use the non-static variables inside the static methods, but we can use them in the non-static methods. So I'll just add it here. Pick arguments can be used in non-static methods. And right here cannot be used. In static methods. Comparing to the static methods, static attributes, static bar, something like that. The static, like the integer again. We can use static attributes inside non-static methods. That should be fine as well. That should be fine. We can use static methods, static attributes and static methods as well in non-static methods, but we cannot use non-static attributes in static methods. We can use static arguments and methods as well in non-static methods. And that's just an introduction. So, and that's basically the object. When we create the object under this class, using this class, we will have actually the object. And basically, what is the class? We started talking about object-oriented programming, and now let's start talking about the class. What actually is the class? In fact, that's the template. We can call it as the template, a prototype, or a blueprint of the object. So actually, the class defines us the properties of the object. If the class is computer, then we know again that we have all these properties. If the class is car, then we know that car has all these properties and all these behaviors. The same is for the student. So that's basically what defines us the structure, the characteristics of the object. So it consists of fields, template, properties of our object, and methods. So we already know that we can have the fields, the attributes, can be static or non-static. The same is for the methods. Methods can be again non-static or static as well. So that's about the classes. We can call fields as attributes, and I will call them as attributes. So just methods are called as methods, and attributes, fields, and I'll call them as attributes, and they're mostly called as attributes. So in Java we use keyword class, and that defines us. This is the class. As we already know, we can define another class inside the class, inside the public class, another class, another class. I can find them. Yeah, why not? So that's actually the block at which we define our class using the class keyword, and that points us that we have the class. Just when we define new class, it provides the possibility to reuse the code. As we already know, when we have the methods, we can reuse them. Use them for the objects. We have even more wide range of the things we can reuse comparing to the simple static methods, when we just can reuse the code. For the objects, we can reuse the attributes, we can reuse the methods, we can pass them from one place to another. So the usage is quite wide. Then there's so-called things like private, protected, or public. Also there's package. Under the package, we just define the package we are currently in. That's not that's related to the class in the way that it points us at which package our class is located. But it is directly it is not related to the properties of the class. So there's also access modifiers, private, protected, or public. We'll talk about them a little bit. Okay, no, I think we can start talking about them now. So first of all, let's talk about let's create the object. So first, let's create the object. To create the object, that's obviously we need to define the type. The type would be computer class, and then we define the variable name. The name variable something like this. And to create new object, we need to use new keyword. This will create us new object, new computer. Using keyword new object is created. So when we type new, we create new object. We already use it for string builder, for scanner, I guess, as well. That's oh, sorry. I have to create new package. I'll use new package just to not confuse you. Move to different package. So now it will be more understandable for you. Just a moment, it will refactor code. Because we finished with the strings. Okay, so now we are in correct package. So using new, we create new object. And right now we can finally use non-static methods. First of all, we can use non-static variables as well. Something like let it be black. Then we can send price 100, memory 16, something like that. Screen size maybe 50 inches. else we can, weight. Oh no, size. What's the screen size and screen size? Okay, I think we don't need the size. Okay, let's just keep the screen size. Okay, and the weight would be 1 something like that. So now we have the object. So we assign the attributes to our newly created object. So now we have the object which has these properties. We have a computer which has these properties, and we can call some methods from the computer. Play game. So we can again create Excel table, and then another method is starting. I think let's call them this method as the first one. And right now we can run this and this program, and it just calls all these three methods: starting, play game, and creating Excel table. So this is basically how we can work with how we can start working with the objects. And since it is already mentioned right here, let's talk about access modifiers: private, protected, public. So this is I think today we won't manage to talk about all these things in details, but just the main things. What are the differences between private, protected, or public, or default? If we have default, it means no access modifier. So in this case, if there is no, I'll type it in applications for it to be more answer. If there is no access modifier, for your private modifier, private, protect or public. And then the access modifier is considered as default. So in this case, there is another access modifier, default. Default means nothing. And default is not so widely used. We mostly use one of these. So just and basically, what are the differences? For the private, it means that private methods and private attributes can be accessed mostly inside. There are some exceptions. I will show you the table of the full restrictions, but mostly private attributes and private methods are considered as the things which can be called or used inside the object itself only. It's like if you have the computer, again, if you go back to the computer, there are some maybe calculations which are visible for the computer only. Like if there's some attributes inside the computer, some calculations, some key things which can be read by computer only. So you cannot directly read them from outside the computer. You can only read them from inside the computer. It means these attributes are private. So you can access them only from the computer. and not from the outside. Same for the classes. For the object in Java, you can access private attributes, private methods only inside from the object. Like if you have class computer, you have private attributes inside, and you have the methods. You can, like, it doesn't matter what type of method it is. I mean, if it's public, protected, private, or default, you can access all the private attributes and all the private methods. If you want to call the methods from outside the class, or call the methods or access the attributes outside the class, and just quickly we can simply check using the class. I will create this class. Another class. So then we have private. Just to be more simple, I like actually it. And then if we create the object, another class, I'll use uppercase. I'll create a new object which is referred to this another class. So I will create this object, and right here you will see that that we cannot access attribute. We cannot access it. That's a mistake. It's not visible. If we have public, and we can see that attribute 2 can be accessed. So just I'll write the comment here. Not be accessed from outside the class. Example in the computer class. Can't be accessed from outside the class. So that's the example. So the private should normally be accessed from the class only. Then for right now we will skip the access modifier protected because it is related to the inheritance, and we'll talk about the inheritance of the classes a little bit later. So we will skip, but for the protected you can also access it from the inside the class, so it has more wider range of the properties like private. But what these properties are, I will talk a little bit later when we talk about the inheritance. And the last one is public. That's the most simple. Not the last one, but we have default again. But for the public, it's simple. Public, as you can see right here, it can be accessed from outside the class, basically from everywhere. It has no restrictions from where we can access this attribute. So public can be accessed from almost everywhere. And right now I will show the last thing for today. I will show you one really useful table. See this. I think there are different tables, but most of them mean the same. Create print screen, not print screen, but the screenshot, and I will share it with you in the chat. So right here in the chat you can see basically what are the places we can access the variables and the methods if they have the corresponding access modifier. We'll talk about all these things a little bit later as well, but that's just introduction. You can, using this table, you can check what are the differences between these modifiers. But actually the main purpose is to restrict the access to the attributes and to the methods. So why do we need it? We will talk about it again. Yeah, but just maybe at the moment you can, if we talk about the real life, you can already understand that some things of the computer which are inside the computer should not be visible from outside the computer. I think that's obviously if there are any keys or passwords or something like that, that's obviously that you should not be able to change them, to read them, or even more to change them. Yeah, that should not be correct. And the same is about the programming. Some methods, some actions, some attributes should not be it should not be allowed to access them, to read them, or to change them. So that's of course the usages there are different usages, and there are more usages, not only the just direct restrictions because of the security, but this is one of the reasons you can think about why you don't want to allow program to access some details of the objects. But we'll talk about all these things a little bit later. But for today, I think we'll stop right here. Thank you for your attention. I will push the code from today's session and meet you on